This landed him a new client, a big one. They asked Bernays to do the impossible, overthrow a foreign government. So Bernays would change history again, but this time he'd do it for the CIA. Jacobo Arbenz was elected as Guatemala's president in 1951, and it brought hope and optimism to the nation. His platform of social reform and
About set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night prime time. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. And trotting out there, no introduction needed for this guy around the league. Now in his 7th season as a QB.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
A good start offensively. 15 yards on the game's initial play.
A gain of 15.
Here we go.
And the Panthers first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Brooks. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. You look at this Buffalo defense. They're trying to cover up some holes in the secondary. Right now, bottom 5 in the league against the pass at number 28.
When they lack in pass defense, they do make up for in run defense. They're a top 10 unit against the people trying to move the ball on the ground. But this is a passing league. So there's a conundrum for them. How do they get better defending the pass? But when you're going up against a talented receiver like that, you just know that they're going to bring more people to him, right? They're going to double cover him every chance they get.
I think that is what we're going to see all game long. An early taste of that double, maybe even sometimes triple coverage we might see.
Yeah, I think what they're counting on, his talent to sometimes beat that double coverage.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers, and a first down here.
Panthers first down. First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
George Karlaftis, the man to bring him down. Well, this defense for the Bills, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
There's a little bit enlightening talking with the defense coordinator about their performance last week, because the feeling was that it was a good, solid performance. They did what they needed to do to get the job done and get the win, but definitely a few lapses that they're looking to correct.
Young into the slide, and he's got a first down. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive.
A gain of 9 yards. First down, Carolina.
Come on, set.
Young off the bootleg. He finds his target. It's Evans. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6. Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that, because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal week to put in a full playbook. So as you said, you shrink the playbook, pick out the plays that work best for you. You know what else you're looking for?
What's that?
Who are the freshest guys coming off of the last game to play on a Thursday night? Guys have a little extra pep in their step. You go to them early and often.
Here comes play number 9 now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. They'll stay on the ground with Brooks. And he is going to have the Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Had a chance to maybe limit them to 3 if they could have gotten that stop there, but a new set of downs.
And with a new set of downs, you got to take the mentality of the whole thing. Right now, everyone's looking at the offense and saying they've got the advantage. The best defenses just say, okay, new set of downs. It gives us another chance to make a play ourselves and maybe change things up.
And this carry terminated at the 8-yard line. Good stick skills showing the power, but just not much room to operate. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8.
At the Bills' 8-yard line.
Down. Yellow. Ready.
Young going to give to Brooks. And the Panthers are going to be set up with a first and goal. He couldn't quite reach the chalk, but they'll have it at the 1-yard line.
That's good for a Panthers first down.
Ready.
Brooks is not going to get in here as they push him back to the 2-yard line. No gain there, and it's going to set up second and goal.
They're right there at the 1. No gain, but don't let that stop you. Line back up and keep going at them. If I'm them, I'm thinking about going at it 4 straight times.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. So they'll wind up losing 5 yards on the play, and that will lead to a third and goal.
Let's go now.
They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Young with it, third and goal. And down he goes. Pressure gets him back at the 14. Ed Oliver that time the one to get in there and bring him down. And his kick here is good. And the Panthers stake claim to a 3-0 lead. And all in all, a pretty decent opening drive, Charles. Pretty balanced. They had the passing game going and the rushing attack, too.
I would think they have to be happy with that start because you get your ground game going, which means your offensive line and your runners are pretty happy, and then you get your aerial attack going as well, so your quarterback and receivers have smiles on their faces. Now both up to speed, awaiting their next possessions for this game.
He returns the kickoff and even 90 yards. And the Bills are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first quarter lead. Now they'll line up to kick the extra point. And this is up and good to make it 7-3. So he fielded the kick at the 8 and never looked back. A great return all the way to the end zone. 92 yards all told. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. And they come into this one off the loss over the weekend. But you say if you're going to play a Thursday night game, this is the week to do it.
It certainly is, because you get right back out there. You don't have time to dwell on things. And look, your game plan is going to be a little more limited, but so is theirs. So that's when you just appeal to your top players. Guys, you make plays in this one, we out-execute them, we can walk away with a win.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber with runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
2 yards to go, 2nd down.
Set, go. 45, white. Set.
Once again, it's Brooks. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. You look at this defense. They currently sit at number 4 in the NFL in terms of stopping the run.
Now if they could just get their pass defense in line, this unit would be really, really strong. And remember the conversation with the defensive coordinator? He wants them to rush the passer better. He wants to see the quarterback on the ground. They've got to create some sacks.
And he said it starts early and often. We'll see if they can get to him.
Ready.
Young takes it on the sneak. And he is going to have a Panthers first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
Well, they pick it up on 3rd and 1 on the quarterback sneak, and that's not easily done because there are extra bodies in there on the defensive side, and they're moving forward at the snap.
Yeah, I was certainly expecting a handoff, weren't you?
Yeah, I totally was. I thought they'd go with a back, maybe try and get a lead blocker in front. But as you talk about in different games, those guys with confidence in their offensive line, they just want to move forward and get it.
And now we're going to get a stoppage as, yeah, that looks like Jackson who's shaken up. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 38-yard line.
After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Panther football to start quarter number 2 as they are looking at a 2nd and 5 situation.
Check pitch.
A run out of the gun with Brooks. And he'll be taken down at the 33, a pickup of about 4. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the 1st down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
There may have been a little bit of an element of surprise there. 3rd and inches, and they go quarterback sneak. I still feel like this is a play that often is reserved for 4th down.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. They'll try to throw now. Young. Looking middle, and that's complete. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So that flag obviously takes away the good yardage that they had on the play.
And talk about a momentum shift, because we can visibly see this celebration shifting from one side of the field to the other as soon as everyone saw the flag.
Young to throw it. And that nearly intercepted. Well, the free safety roaming into position almost had it, but it's 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
To the left side, he's got McMillan. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Well, this drive, they're 2 for 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. Looking to throw, Young. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. We'll check on his status when we return to Orchard Park. So another 3rd down conversion, and now they've got a 1st and goal. Brooks will take this one in. Touchdown, Carolina.
2 good drives on their first 2 possessions. Remember, the first wound up in a field goal, but we all know field goals aren't going to cut it in the NFL. So they're not going to be denied here, and they wind up punching this one into the end zone.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 10-7.
Bills 7.
A pretty long drive that time, 11 plays all told. And it ends with a 1-yard touchdown run. Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. The Bills offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he's in the midst of a very solid season, currently 2nd in the NFL in passing yards. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
A 3-yard pickup.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Play action. Now it's Allen. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's going to step out of bounds all the way down at the 20. A big play here for Buffalo. 45 yards.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
And the Bills are going to be set up with a first and goal. It's a nice run there. Gets them down to the 6-yard line.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Allen going to throw. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be second and goal.
Made the quick throw there outside the numbers, and you can feel the thought process. They just wanted to get in his hands and let him make a play. But how about the job they did defensively to keep him bottled up? Instead, they tackle him for a loss.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
One thing you hope to see out of a rookie tight end is a real concentration when the ball's in the air, and I'm not sure that he didn't, but he has to be prepared for people making a play on it when that ball's up for grabs.
Allen now on third and goal. Allen going to run with it. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a fourth down. Well played.
So no problems at all on that one. And you know, there's virtually no win. This is a kicker's dream here tonight.
It absolutely is, isn't it? So to me, with no wind, it should be a passer's dream as well, right? But in this case, the defense held out. They had to force the field goal.
And able to get this out to the 25. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Here's Young. That is caught. McMillan with it. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Boy, 30 more yards and another first down.
First down. First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
They'll run straight ahead with Brooks. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 52 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Off the play fake, Young. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. It'll go in the books as a 7-yard loss on the sack, and it's third down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. They'll try and do this himself. And Young will slide to the ground safely as he picks up the first down as well.
That's another.
Young scrambling and able to pick up the first with his legs.
First and goal, Carolina.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. They'll come out in the pistol.
Here we go, set.
Now Young. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Anthony Gould, his second touchdown on the season. And the Panthers have moved out in front.
For the extra point.
Extra point right down the middle. And that makes it a 17-10 score.
Bills 10.
A drive that time of 6 plays. And the end result, a Panthers touchdown.
For Carolina.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts, because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
Creeping up on a minute to play in this first half. Here's Allen to throw it. That's caught by his tight end, Dawson Knox. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Oh, fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line. A really nice effort that time. 12 yards on the keeper, picking up the first.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line.
Firing quickly is Allen. That's complete. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. To the air. Allen toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Just looking at it from a defensive perspective, when you break the huddle in the red zone, tight end is one of the guys you've got to key on, because quarterbacks want the ball in their hands fast in this position, and they want to get it to someone. And in this case, he had the play. They just didn't complete it.
A final shot before half for Allen. And that is incomplete. So halftime is upon us on Thursday. Well, we'll move right through the break then, skipping halftime and back to the field for the start of the second half.
Ryan Fitzgerald to kick
Welcome
off
back.
for
Halftime
Carolina.
over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The Bills offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And as you see on the graphic, he's right up there with the best in the league when it comes to throwing touchdowns. currently second in the NFL at this point in the season. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41.
Number 12. It's a gain of 5.
From the 41, here's a 2nd and 5.
At the 41-yard line.
Here's Allen. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. So pass interference the call, and that does not look to be going over too well on the defensive side.
Or on their sideline, because I believe their head coach is saying right now, hey, you've got to call that both ways.
Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Now Allen. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down. Let's see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Allen off the play fake. Pressure comes in. He's brought down. It's a Panther sack. The Bills send the punter out. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Fair catch called for right around the 11-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Panthers will have a 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. Looking to put a drive together. They'll start on the ground with Brooks. And he stopped immediately there. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
They know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. To throw, Young. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Here's the Panthers punter now, as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Here's Hardman to return. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's Pacheco to begin the drive. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. 65 yards rushing for him now. He's only carried the ball 4 times. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
31-yard line.
To throw, it's Allen. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. It'll be a gain of 5. And it'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 36-yard line.
Pacheco gets it up the gut. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled.
A gain of 12 yards. That's good for a Bills 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Allen. He's going to go for a big play downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone. that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
It's third and
it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
The 20. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
You can feel the effort all the way up here. He tried his best to get there. Didn't quite make it, but down around the 2-3 yard line, got to love the effort, and especially the big play that gave his offense a great opportunity.
Pacheco will struggle to get to the line of scrimmage as he'll be tackled back at the 4-yard line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackle.
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Dawson Knox from 3 yards out. And the Bills are an extra point away from evening this one up. Point after, right down the middle. And that will level the playing field at 17 all. 17-17 the score. All even to this point as the kick's away. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown. So every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half. Looking to put a drive together.
Here we go. Ready.
The drive will start with an option going left. Give him 4 yards there on the first down keeper.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown.
Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. A lane opens here. He's past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this fourth quarter. Plenty of time on the clock. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 88 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
They'll run on first down. Callaway. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. A gain of just 1.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. They'll give him 4 yards there. And that's going to bring up a third down.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 35.
First down. First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. Second down.
Everything looked right on that play except the conclusion. He dropped it. An in route, going into a little bit of traffic. Maybe in the back of his mind, he was wondering where the hit was going to come from.
And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. And that'll go for a gain of 18 on the keeper. First down.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Now this time, Allen will throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. A 16-yard touchdown. And the Bills are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. Now the extra point try forthcoming. And no sweat. He puts it through, and we are tied here in the 4th.
24-24.
So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it ends in a Buffalo touchdown. Boy, what a start to the week this has been. All tied 4th quarter as the kick's away. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 30. The Carolina offense about ready to go. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown, all tied up in the 4th quarter, and a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. On the ground, it's Brooks to start the drive. And he'll grab a gain of 5 out of this up to the 41-yard line.
Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
Here now, 2nd and 4. Up the middle with Brooks here. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you get success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. 3rd down, Young from the gun. He's got his target. That's complete. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And partner, in a tie game in the 4th quarter, you and I both know in the NFL, that's when you lean on your stars. And he came through with a nice catch right there.
Out of the gun, it's Young. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Xavier Legette, 49 yards. And the Panthers answer back with a touchdown of their own to break our tie and take the lead here in the 4th.
Bills 24.
Following the touchdown, this is Fitzgerald now to send this one away. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. Now the Bills offense gets ready to head back onto the field. They now trail by 7 after that last touchdown here in the 4th quarter. What a big spot for this offense. See if they can cobble something together on this drive. Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at about the 32. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
I like the design that we're seeing right there. This is what they need. Down by a touchdown here in the 4th. They just need to keep working their way downfield. And when they see openings, take their shots.
Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. They'll come up now. 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9. At the 44-yard line.
Throwing now is Allen. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
Complete to number 82. That's a gain of 7. Makes it
Fourth
3rd
quarter,
and
down to the
2.
final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. What a kickoff to the week this has been. Now a big play. It's 3rd down. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there.
Partner, you've got about 20 coaches on your payroll, but there's 60,000 of them in the stands. I don't think any of them like that play.
And the later we go, it's starting to sound like 100,000 in here. Another big play in a game that's had plenty of them. 4th and 2. Throwing, Allen. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage.
First down.
Now you're right on the edge of field goal range. You've still got time, but get up to the line of scrimmage and get set.
Plenty of time. All 3 timeouts still remain. Here's 1st and 10 now. Here's Allen. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
First down.
And this is obviously a spot where you lean on your stars. Get the ball to them in open space and let them do what they do.
Here's 1st down. Now Allen. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he's going to get out of bounds with the first down. So that's going to double their pleasure for sure. They get the first and save a timeout. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every...
And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. Now for the point after. And oh, he missed it. No good. And they'll remain down by a point. So with just under 40 seconds to go, you figure this is going to need to bounce their way if they have any shot. And the Panthers are going to recover here, and that should be enough to get them the victory. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them. And field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
33, yellow. Ready.
And Young's going to throw it here. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Back-to-back sacks have this place in a frenzy as they line up again 3rd and long now. They run out of the gun with Brooks here. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Here's the Panthers punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Hardman on the return. 43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return. And control of the football switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. This is 1st and 10. Allen. And that one nearly intercepted. That would have sealed it. Instead, it'll be 2nd down.
Asante Samuel on the coverage.
To throw is Allen. He's going to let it fly. Oh, and that nearly ended it. That should have been intercepted, but he cannot corral it, and that is a lifeline there with 3rd down coming up.
Maybe looking for a flag, but they're not going to get one there. They took a shot, hoping to find a way to sneak into field goal range, but it's incomplete. And now with time almost gone, the task gets much more difficult.
This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here. Allen. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. That was a long shot, but they did get one final chance to try to score and overcome this small deficit. No touchdown, though, Charles. And that brings this one to a close.
Yeah, I think Hope was wearing one jersey and Worry was wearing another on the other sideline as that final snap played out. Now, we've seen some incredible plays to win games before, but in this case, I think the distance was just a little bit too great for it to happen here.
So for Carolina, they fall a game under 500 now at 3 up and 4 down. And they'll get a few extra days to get ready for next week. Meanwhile, for the Bills, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll try to get back on the beam next week as they'll head to Tampa to take on the Bucs.